floor is now in stock and ready to ship, but due to high demand, there is a strict limit of 2 per order. Order now.
Call 1-800-881-6727 or visit horsepowerscrubber.com. That's 1-800-881-6727 or visit horsepowerscrubber.com now.
Big city crimes hit small town America. Heartland Homicide next.
A peaceful afternoon in late July, 1998. While most are wrapping up their work days, ready to come home from the office, the unthinkable is about to happen to 38-year-old Keith Black. He's about to disappear without a trace.
And things like that don't happen in a community like this.
It was very sudden, to be perfectly honest.
Keith's family and friends begin to worry as the weeks pass by, without a single clue as to his whereabouts. But as investigators ramp up their search, they uncover a web of lies and deceit that goes deeper than anyone can imagine. West Bank, a quiet neighborhood in West Kelowna, British Columbia. A gorgeous mountainside town nestled in the Okanagan Valley with a population of around 10,000.
Kelowna is a lake town. I feel like a lot of people in BC knew what was going on in the Okanagan. Some people in Alberta kind of knew what was going on. It was sort of the playground for 2 provinces, really.
38-year-old Keith Black settles in the idyllic community of West Bank after spending several years away studying Taekwondo. He becomes known around town for his training halls, or dojangs, where he shares his love and knowledge of Taekwondo with the community.
Keith Black, he was a Taekwondo instructor. Back in those days, in those early days, Keith really took the principles, I guess, from J.J. Lee and tried to instill them in his students. It was always like a religion for a lot of these people.
Developed during the 1940s and 50s, Taekwondo is a Korean martial art that focuses on punching and kicking techniques. The combat sport has gained considerable traction since its inception, including being added to the Olympics in 2000. It's a practice that doesn't involve any training with weapons. Instead, students are taught to emphasize speed and agility while concentrating on respect, self-confidence, and discipline.
According to his family, Keith had a bit of a troubled childhood, but he's sort of found his passion in Taekwondo, and he's become an expert. He's a 5th degree black belt, and that takes years of dedication and training to achieve.
At that time, I believe he was one of the originators. He trained in Calgary with J.J. Lee, who was one of the first people to bring Taekwondo overseas. He was amazing at it. Everybody says that.
Newly divorced, Keith spends most of his time at his Taekwondo training halls, reveling in the sport he loves more than anything. But all that changes when Rhonda walks through his door, looking to restart her own passion for Taekwondo. She moves to Kelowna to be closer to her parents in 1990. But the draw of her chosen martial art is too much to resist. The two seem meant to be, and after a brief courtship, they marry in 1992. Rhonda divorced her first husband and moved to West Bank in search of a fresh start. Shortly after marrying Keith, Rhonda gives birth to a son, and they seem to be a happy family. Rhonda's father, Hans Hermann, is also into the world of martial arts. He takes up Kempo karate later in life and quickly excels, giving him and Keith a shared interest.
Kempo is all about logic and practicality. It's about quick strikes and self-defense. It's about disabling your attacker and being quick on your feet. Hans takes up Kempo at the age of 51, which is no small feat.
The weeks leading up to Keith Black's disappearance are nothing out of the ordinary. He goes to his job at a local trucking plant, where he works during the day to support his gyms. It's a necessary sacrifice he's willing to make, even if it leaves him with hardly any free time. He spends his nights where he feels most at home, teaching enthusiastic students at his dojangs alongside Rhonda, after Keith takes her under his tutelage.
When starting Taekwondo, the first ranking is a white belt, which indicates that you're a junior in the sport. It does go all the way up to a black belt, of which there are 9 degrees. And if you're a 3rd degree black belt, that would allow you to be a senior instructor. To become a 3rd degree black belt, that takes about 3 years of constant study and practice.
Through Keith's training, Rhonda becomes a 3rd degree black belt and an instructor at the dojang.
She always been very kind to me. So my impression of her, I felt that because of my culture, that I see my instructor as a bit of a father figure. The instructor's wife will naturally becomes a little bit of a mother figure. Maybe it's that traditions kind of ingrained into me, and I always treat both of them with that level of respect.
She was very well accomplished in her own right. A lot of people who said, you know, when Rhonda was at her peak, she probably could have taken a lot of men of her own weight and size.
Several months before his disappearance, Keith finds himself near the small blue-collar town of Exshaw, Alberta, about 6 hours east of West Bank. There, he visits an old friend from the Taekwondo circuit, Howard Stedman.
Keith and Howard were really good friends. Had been friends for a long time, by that point, 20 years, I guess. Howard was I don't think anybody really had a measure of this man. He was a really strange guy, and he worked at at a lime plant there. Hard work, really, really difficult work every day. Just kind of hiding himself out from society. That's the way he liked it. He liked to push. He only ate when he killed himself. Howard was not a dull and uninteresting character.
Both avid hunters, the two friends often go out into the woods for sport, even when it's not hunting season, which is a criminal offense in the province of Alberta. One can be fined up to $50,000 or imprisoned for up to 6 months if caught.
Rhonda didn't know Howard very well. All she knew about Howard was the stories that Keith would tell her. But I mean, we're talking about a guy who has a big butcher's block in his house, and it's where he cuts up his game and where he prepares his meal, right?
On one particular night after a successful hunt, the two friends get to talking. As the conversation wears on, Howard senses something is amiss with his friend. After some coaxing, Keith confides that he and Rhonda are having issues, but doesn't divulge any more than that. and Howard doesn't pry. He knows when to push matters or when to leave them be. Neither man is aware that this will be the last time Howard sees Keith alive. July 20th, 1998 begins like every other day. Keith goes to his day job at the plant, dreaming of the moment he's free to run back to his dojangs. But an old shoulder injury flares up, affecting his productivity. Management notices and sends Keith home around 3:30 in the afternoon. In the comfort of his own home, Keith takes his prescription pain medication to try and numb his aching shoulder. He follows it with a sleeping pill in hopes of getting some rest before teaching his evening classes. He falls asleep quickly. The mix of the pain medication and the sleeping pill take him into their grasp.
There's a danger to mixing sleeping pills with pain medication that most people don't realize. It can have profound effects, from overdosing to even affecting your general mental health. I don't know if Keith realizes that he's taking a risk by combining these medications, even if it does relieve his pain.
That night, a class of students wait patiently for their instructor, a teacher who never lets his students down. But Keith Black never shows up. And the mystery into his whereabouts begins.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, ride your bike. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it.
If you're happy and you know it, smile big and bright.
Thousands of kids just like me are happy every day.
And it's all because of generous people like you who support Shriners Hospitals for Children every month.
All you have to do is call the number on your screen or go online to loveshriners.org right now with your monthly gift.
Because of people like you, Shriners Hospitals for Children is able to make an everyday miracle happen for kids like me. If you're happy and you know it, dance around. If you're happy and you know it, play a song.
If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it.
If you're happy and you know it, take a shot.
And when you call or go online right now to donate $19 a month or more, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket as a thank you and a reminder of all the smiles you're bringing to kids' faces every day.
Will today be the day you send your love to the rescue?
When you call the number on your screen right now and give as little as $19 a month, just 63 cents a day, you'll be making a life-changing difference for a child, just like Sarah.
Your monthly gift today could change your life forever.
Because of you.
We are happy and we know it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please call or go online right now to give. If operators are busy, please wait patiently or go to loveshriners.org right away.
The summer fun means one thing. It's time to visibly say goodbye to crow's feet, fine lines, wrinkles, and under-eye bags, and say hello to smooth, beautiful, younger-looking skin with Plexiderm. Plexiderm smooths away wrinkles without foundation, without color makeup, and without expensive procedures. Best of all, you could try it for only $14.95 this summer.
This isn't the first time I've been on TV raving about this product. It's amazing. My friends, my family, they can't believe it. Nothing works like this.
I've had under-eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm. I put it on my face, and I'm not joking.
It works.
So take action this summer and pack up your under-eye bags and wrinkles and put them on vacation with Plexiderm. Try our summertime special and get it for only $14.95, plus get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Ready to party? I'm talking about Jackpot Party, the leading free-to-play mobile slots game that always gives you more. Download Jackpot Party for free and get a 45 million coin bonus. Jackpot Party, a party in every spin.
Dogs are expensive. My number one pet parent hack, Spot Pet Insurance.
Spot made it so painless and easy for me. They reimbursed me $2,700.
I'm here to tell you, consider getting pet insurance.
The community of West Bank in the city of West Kelowna, British Columbia, population of over 10,000. Tucked away in the Okanagan Valley, visitors and residents alike are only minutes away from endless hiking and ziplining opportunities in the summer and skiing through the fresh snow of the nearby mountains in the winter. On the night of July 20th, 1998, a class of Taekwondo students await their teacher, Keith Black. They wait for hours, but he never shows.
This is completely out of character for Keith to miss a class. His reputation in Taekwondo, his dojangs, his students, they're essentially his life.
The following day, on July 21st, Keith's manager from his day job calls the Black residents after Keith fails to show. No one answers.
Family and friends continue to call that no one can reach Keith or Rhonda. This is when people start to worry that something has happened.
It was very sudden, to be perfectly honest. One of the assistant instructor came to me and it's like, hey, Andy, can I have a chat with you? Yes, sir. Mr. Black was gone, disappeared. So he just left.
A week of silence passes. Finally, Rhonda answers a call from Keith's sister, Sandy. She's been trying to reach her brother for some time without any luck, and she's worried. Rhonda brushes off her concerns and tells Sandy that she hasn't seen Keith either. She believes he may have gone hunting, but she isn't sure.
Sandy immediately notices that Rhonda doesn't sound like herself. So there's that fact, and the fact that Keith likes to hunt out of season, although not in the summer. These are alarm bells for Sandy. Something isn't quite right.
Nobody really knows for sure. Nobody knew what to do, what to say, where to go, because it was unusual for Keith.
Growing more concerned with every passing day, Sandy questions why Rhonda hasn't reported Keith as missing yet. Rhonda claims that because it's not legally hunting season, she doesn't want to call it in. She doesn't want Keith to get into trouble. As she speaks, the weight of her words hit her. Rhonda breaks down. She admits that her and Keith are having problems, financial and marital. Enrollment is down in his dojangs, and they no longer sleep in the same bed.
Keith has spent his whole life building up his reputation in the Taekwondo community and teaching hundreds of students. So knowing that his business and his dojangs are close to failing, that must have been hard on him.
Rhonda also claims that Keith's behavior as of late has been strange. She's found several prescription medications in the house. Medications that may have altered Keith's moods. There's been something off about Keith lately. She thinks he's depressed. It's then that Rhonda reveals her heartbreaking revelation. She believes Keith has abandoned her and their infant son. It's no secret that the couple have had marital problems in the past, and were even separated for a time. But now, with a child together, Rhonda hopes they can work it out.
So I think that played on a little bit of both of their minds as the marriage really started to go downhill. They're doing a lot of fighting. Keith is leaving a lot.
Keith is a good father. He loves his son. So to imagine him just abandoning his son, that's difficult to believe. Depression, however, has profound effects on people, and you never know what's going to happen.
At Sandy's urging, Rhonda files a missing persons report at the end of July 1998. Nearly 2 weeks after Keith's last appearance.
When someone files a missing persons report, authorities will start looking for that person immediately. They'll reach out to close contacts, friends, family, co-workers, just to try to establish some sort of pattern so that they can begin to look. In Canada, anyone who has a close connection with someone else, if they fear that something has happened or if there's a public safety issue, can file a missing persons report, and police will take that report.
As the hunt for Keith begins, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police quickly discover they have no evidence to go on. There are no sightings of Keith, no note left behind, no indication of where he could be. And despite Rhonda's claim of Keith's depression, they have no reason to believe he's in any danger.
There wasn't much talk. Maybe Mr. Black just left the relationship and going off to somewhere, have a clean slate, new start. In my mind, that makes sense. How I understand this culture in Canada, it's not unusual that people would do that.
Could Keith have left of his own volition? Did he long to escape his crumbling marriage, his failing business, and his unsatisfactory work life? Or is the truth something far more sinister? Keith's life has been a downward spiral in the months leading up to his disappearance. Enrollment is down at all his Taekwondo schools, forcing Rhonda to work less hours and Keith to take on a day job at a local plant to cover their growing bills.
It's not as simple as just walking away like last time. Now they have a house together, they have a baby. Neither one of them were the type to just walk away from that sort of thing.
Tensions in the Black household are high, stretched to their limits by the financial strain and their failing businesses.
So I can just imagine the stress that he was under. We know what he was talking to his family about. We know what he was talking to his friends about. And I believe he told probably several of his friends he just made the worst mistake of his life getting back together with Rhonda.
This added stress does nothing to help their relationship. Keith and Rhonda's marriage is falling apart. To top it off, it's reported Keith starts mixing medication to help pain from an old injury. Which, according to his family, has a severe impact on his moods. Rhonda tells the RCMP that Keith has not been himself lately. He's been short-tempered and forgetful. She claims it took her several weeks to report him as missing because of his erratic behavior. She wanted to give him time to come home without alerting anyone else to his struggles. Rhonda didn't want anyone to know that Keith may have been suicidal. Hans, Rhonda's father, substantiates her statement, telling officers that he and Keith golfed the day before his disappearance, and that Keith complained about having to go back to work the following day. Sandy agrees that there were subtle changes in Keith in the months leading up to his disappearance. She noticed that he seemed off, different, not like himself. Because of the change in Keith's demeanor, many close to him believe he may have wandered into the woods and died by suicide.
Officers follow all the procedures with respect to the missing persons report, but there's really nothing to go on at this point. So Keith either doesn't want to be found or something tragic has happened.
And something worse does happen. The case goes cold.
You know, these kids grow so fast. Cherish every little moment you get with them. Tyler, he's 10, and little Daryl, he's 12. Being a single dad, it is hard, really hard. I've been there since day one. I know how it is, you know, not to have nothing. I don't really get paid much. There's been times I'm going hungry. Make sure they ate. There ain't a thing I wouldn't do for them.
Millions of children are facing hunger. Rising food prices are making it tougher to put food on the table. Call or go online right now to join Feeding America with your gift of just $19 a month, only 63 cents a day. Together, thanks to a nationwide network of food banks, dedicated volunteers, and the monthly support of people like you, we can fill plates with nutritious food for kids facing hunger this summer.
At least now I know I gotta, help. I need it.
1 in 5 kids face hunger in America, and food costs are rising. We're getting closer to the day when no one in America faces hunger, but we can't do it without you. Call or go online now. Visit helpfeedingamerica.org and give $19 a month, just 63 cents a day. 98% of donations go directly to help millions of children facing hunger from coast to coast and in your own community. And when you use your credit card, you'll receive this exclusive canvas grocery bag to show you're a part of a movement working together to ensure that everyone has the food and resources we all need to thrive.
If you're hungry, if they got it, they'll feed you. People just gotta realize, places like this do exist that will help you.
Please call now or make your monthly donation at helpfeedingamerica.org. Working together, we can end hunger in America.
They're thinking about their next adventure. You're thinking about their next vet visit. An ASPCA pet health insurance plan helps you afford the care they need. So while they're out living their best life, you can help make sure it's a long one.
All right, time to do some selling. That's going towards rent. Oh yeah, that's going towards girls' night. And that's going towards a new bag.
Your closet is worth more than you realize. Download the Poshmark app and start cashing in today.
I'm going with the purple, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Like Slotomania, the #1 free slots game?
Yeah.
Now it presents the new Let's Make a Deal slot with grand jackpots. Enjoy roaming reels with huge coin prizes and get 60 free spins. Slotomania presents the new Let's Make a Deal slot. Download Slotomania now and get 60 free spins.
Coming up next on True Crime Network.
July 1998. Taekwondo instructor Keith Black has been missing for several weeks before his wife, Rhonda, reports him missing. She believes he's run off, abandoning her, their infant son, and their rising debts. Years pass, and as they do, family and friends begin to slowly accept that Keith is never coming back. Rhonda sells their quaint home in West Bank and moves into a condominium in Rutland, on the opposite side of Okanagan Lake. Rhonda Black files for divorce and sole custody of her and Keith's son in an attempt to move on with her life. Because Keith is missing, the papers are served to his family.
can file for divorce from a missing spouse as long as you can show that reasonable efforts have been made to find them and a certain amount of time has elapsed. So in this case, it's certainly beneficial to Rhonda to file for divorce because without doing that, she can't do things like sell the couple's jointly owned home, get remarried, and also may have issues making medical decisions or traveling with her son if she doesn't gain sole custody of him.
Rhonda maintains contact with Keith's friend, Howard, and the two lean on each other for support during this difficult time. At this point in time, nobody believes that they're going to see Keith again. The mystery of his whereabouts begins to fade from the community, but those closest to him refuse to forget. In April 2000, the RCMP dive team explores a pond near Kelowna in connection with Keith's disappearance. The search makes the local paper, which Rhonda sees. It catches her off guard. She's unaware of the effort. Livid, Rhonda storms into the police station with her mother at her side, demanding why she wasn't informed of the operation beforehand. Officers try to calm her, but Rhonda is beside herself. It's then that she drops a bombshell, one that shakes the case to its very core. According to a friend of hers, Keith has been sighted in Victoria, the capital city of British Columbia. It's been more than 2 years since Keith Black is last seen. Rhonda's announcement throws the near-dormant case for a loop, forcing authorities to go back to the very beginning, deconstructing everything they thought they knew about Keith Black and his mysterious disappearance. They now need to consider several possibilities, none of them with favorable outcomes. The first scenario asks the question, could Keith have abandoned his family?
Keith and Rhonda don't sleep in the same bed anymore. Keith sleeps in the basement, which is unfinished. It's on a mattress, and it's where he works out.
Financial woes and marital issues have plagued the couple for several months leading up to Keith's disappearance. Keith and Rhonda are constantly at each other's throats. With Keith under constant stress and pressure, did he one day decide to leave it all behind and start a new life somewhere else? Or is it possible that those same issues drove him to end his own life? But what if the truth is far more vicious? What if someone wants Keith dead? Sandy, Keith's sister, has never given up on her brother. She does an investigation of her own as the years go by and uncovers some dark secrets that Keith kept hidden. One of which is that Keith owes nearly $60,000 in gambling debts at the time of his disappearance. Are unpaid gambling debts motive enough for murder? Could a hit have been put out on Keith after he fails to pay off his loans? If this scenario is true, then that raises another question. Where is Keith's body?
Much of Western Canada is covered by mountainous and rocky terrain, as well as dense forests which cross provincial boundaries. So if someone wanted to hide a body, for example, this type of terrain would be very difficult to find that body.
The RCMP have no solid evidence to incriminate any suspects, nor do they have any leads that authenticate their three main scenarios. It seems like the case is growing cold once more. Until November 2001, more than 3 years after Keith's disappearance. Rhonda remains in constant contact with the RCMP, wanting to know more about the case or with an issue of her own. She tells police she's being harassed by the Taekwondo community as a result of her not being ruled out as a suspect, and that she's being followed by people who believe she has something to do with Keith's whereabouts.
I mean, there are people who even now say, like, the day he went missing, they told police right away, you gotta look at Rhonda, you gotta look at Rhonda.
Her behavior in the years after Keith's disappearance become more erratic, and that certainly raises some red flags for investigators. So they make the decision to keep an eye on her to see if there might be anything to follow up on at that point.
What if the three possible scenarios aren't plausible, but a new scenario is? If Keith has indeed been murdered, is it possible that the killer could be someone close to home? After all, no one truly knows what goes on behind closed doors.
At DriveTime.com, we've been hard at work, and we finally did.
Did you make it so I can finally shop with thousands of cars with no hit to my credit?
Wait, yes! Go to DriveTime.com, get approved with no credit hit!
Go to DriveTime.com, get approved, and shop your real terms with no credit hit. I was never able to find a bra that fit my small chest. Every bra gave me gaps or made me feel like I wasn't enough. It was something society taught us to be embarrassed about. Small-chested women deserve better. So I designed a bra that finally fits AA to B cups perfectly, and a brand that empowers women to celebrate their bodies exactly as they are. No more cup gaps or looking 2 sizes bigger. It's not your body that has to change, it's the industry. Meet Pepper, the bras that actually fit small boobs. Check us out at wearpepper.com.
If you're buying traditional liquid detergent, chances are you're buying a lot of water. And don't even get me started on the plastic. Instead, join the many other people who have already switched to EarthBreeze Eco Sheets. It's time to make the switch at earthbreeze.com.
Spot Pet insurance plans help pet parents focus on the moments that matter and worry less about unexpected vet bills. From puppyhood and beyond, Spot can cover up to 90% of eligible vet visits. Visit spotpet.com to get a free quote.
We're giving away this 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath in the heart of the Ozark National Forest. You can win this cabin or $1 million cash.
Go to onecountry.com today. Sign up.
The summer fun means one thing. It's time to visibly say goodbye to crow's feet, fine lines, wrinkles, and under-eye bags, and say hello to smooth, beautiful, younger-looking skin with Plexiderm.
This isn't the first time I've been on TV raving about this product. It's amazing. My friends, my family, they can't believe it. Nothing works like this.
Try our summertime special and get it for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
You drive blindfolded? Of course not. Then why blindly buy car insurance? Take that blindfold off and see what options you have. Insurify shows you the best personalized insurance rates for free. Insurance made easy.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not even in a doctor's office. I'm standing on the streets talking to real people about their heart. How's your heart?
My heart's pretty good.
You sure?
I think so.
How do you know? You're driving a car, you have the check engine light, but the heart doesn't have a hey, check heart sign. I want to show you something. Put both fingers right on those pads. There you go. In 30 seconds, we're going to have a medical grade EKG reading. There it is. That is you. Look at that.
With Cardio Mobile, you can take a medical grade EKG in just 30 seconds from anywhere. Cardio Mobile is proven to detect atrial fibrillation, one of the leading causes of stroke. And it's the only personal EKG that's FDA cleared to detect normal heart rhythm, bradycardia, and tachycardia.
How much do you think this device costs?
Probably $1,000.
$99. Wow, that's impressive.
Get Cardio Mobile today for just $79. And check out our Prime Day deals at cardia.com or Amazon. Don't wait. These offers won't last.
In 1998, 38-year-old Taekwondo instructor Keith Black disappears without a trace, leaving behind worried family members and students. His wife, Rhonda Black, waits a week to report him missing, citing his penchant for off-season hunting. She's also eager to be eliminated as a suspect, stating she's received harassment from those within the Taekwondo community. As leads dry up, the case goes cold. Time passes. Now it's been almost 3 years since Keith went missing. The RCMP have considered several scenarios regarding his disappearance, including that he abandoned his family in search of a fresh start, or that he may have taken his own life. But none of these possibilities can be proven, nor is there concrete evidence to back them up. The most likely scenario is that someone may have murdered Keith, then disposed of his body. But who could do such a thing, and for what purpose? Given the erratic behavior of Keith's wife, Rhonda, the RCMP keep her on their list of possible suspects. They believe she knows more than she's letting on. In October of 2001, they launch an undercover operation into Rhonda to see if they can unearth what really happened to Keith. An undercover officer befriends Rhonda, slowly earning her trust over the span of several months, chipping away at the truth about Keith Black's whereabouts.
These undercover operations are very difficult. There's a lot of manpower that goes into putting one of them on, and they have to be very careful that they don't let the fact slip that they are actually doing an investigation. If anything inappropriate was to slip out, it could jeopardize the entire investigation.
In May of 2002, Rhonda goes on a day trip with her new friend. They end up in a hotel in Richmond, British Columbia, about a 4-hour drive southwest from West Bank. It isn't until the undercover officer takes a scheduled phone call from an undercover team that the jovial spirit of their vacation fades.
Part of the undercover operation involving Rhonda is a ruse about a money laundering scheme. The undercover investigator has Rhonda believing she's part of a criminal organization. And in fact, she's also advised Rhonda that the crime boss has become aware of the fact that Rhonda's husband is missing, and he wants details about this.
Suddenly there's a big problem, because this criminal organization that Rhonda understands has their hooks into judges and prosecutors and lawyers and cops. They do background checks on other people. And when they did a background on Rhonda Black, they found something in it that was about to blow up. And so she lays it out for her. We can deal with this right now if you tell us everything. This is the only way to get out of this, is if you tell us everything so we can take care of this. And of course, they're all cops.
Little does Rhonda know, the undercover officer is wearing a wire. An entire team is listening in on their conversation, and they hear everything that she has to say, including her confession to Keith's murder. On that fateful July afternoon in 1998, Rhonda Black admits to stabbing Keith while he rests in the basement of their West Bank home.
Rhonda goes downstairs with a knife, sees him sleeping on a mat, and she stabs him right here, straight down behind the clavicle, severs a major artery. She has to spill everything.
She then tells them that after killing Keith, she cleans the area with bleach, wraps his body up in plastic, and drags him up the stairs, where she puts him in their vehicle. Rhonda then drives for hours with Keith's body in the back of her car. She heads east to the small town of Exshaw, Alberta, straight to the front door of Howard Stedman.
She shows up at his home. They have a little kind of confrontation, and for some reason, Howard decides to help her.
Howard assists Rhonda in the dismemberment of Keith's body. They remove his head and hands, and then scatter his other remains in the mountains near Canmore, Alberta, about 15 minutes away.
They remove his hands and his head from his body, so that if one day the remains were found, it would be extremely difficult to properly identify the individual.
How could two people do something so vile to someone they supposedly cared about?
One of the things that she also tells police is that she killed him because he had a contract out on her, at least as she understood it. They asked her, well, how do you know this? And she says, well, because the guy that was supposed to do it helped me.
And the hired hitman? None other than Keith's good friend, Howard Stedman.
Discover new Dove Whole Body Invisible Cream, a new whole body deodorant that's blissfully coconut and vanilla scented for all-day whole body confidence. It's Dove Care, made for anywhere. Try new Dove Whole Body Deodorant.
This is Bella. Bella can do a lot on her own, but she can't get first-rate pet insurance without you. Sign up for ASPCA Pet Health Insurance today to protect the ones you love.
He was only 47. Aneurysm. Did he have life insurance? Do you? No. You gotta get on it. Check out SelectQuote. Trust me, the peace of mind, it's worth it.
Life insurance is too important to put off another day. That's why SelectQuote makes getting coverage you need easy for less than $1 a day. Now get up to a $2 million policy with no medical exam and same-day coverage.
Visit SelectQuote.com. We shop, you save.
Everyone warned me about credit cards, but I found the Chime Credit Builder card and was able to build my credit with no annual fees or interest. My score went up over 60 points and I bought my first car. My next goal, a 700 credit score. Join me at chime.com.
Ready to party? I'm talking about Jackpot Party, the leading free-to-play mobile slots game that always gives you more. Download Jackpot Party for free and get a 45 million coin bonus. Jackpot Party, a party in every spin.
Calm. Download the free app now.
Every home tells a story. These aren't just any Centene products. These are Hotel Collections cold air diffusers. From the living room to the bedroom, this is the touch that truly sets it apart. Now available for you at hotelcollection.com.
The dentist will be right in.
Hey, I heard you're retiring soon. You excited?
Yeah, Doc, but there's so much to consider. Medicare, finances. Oh, and I lose my dental insurance.
You can get your own from Physicians Mutual.
Oh, right. My neighbors have Physicians Mutual.
Easiest decision ever. It's real dental insurance that's real affordable. Well, I think my work here is done.
Wait, what?
Hey, I heard you're retiring soon. You excited?
Affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It helps cover over 400 procedures, everything from cleanings and fillings to crowns and dentures. See any dentist you want with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Well, I think my work here is done.
Wait, what?
Now getting dental insurance is one of the easiest retirement decisions you can make.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
On the next Dateline, a mystery that took 28 years to solve. The incredible story of a con man who called himself a Rockefeller, and the night he became a killer.
I thought we'd never know what had happened to my friend.
Dateline. When Keith visits Howard a few months prior to his murder, the conversation of his financial troubles and marital woes allegedly leads Keith to ask Howard an unimaginable question. What would it take for Howard to kill Rhonda? Howard refuses, but suggests several ways for Keith to do it himself, to make it look like an accident. This incident reportedly leaves Howard shaken. Howard claims that after Keith left, he calls Rhonda to warn her. Rhonda's shocked, but grateful for the call. She confides in Howard about just how rocky their marriage is. She alleges that Keith beats her. The two become closer after the incident.
until Rhonda shows up on Howard's front step on that July day with Keith's body in her car. After interrogating both Rhonda and Howard, investigators are able to locate some of Keith's remains scattered around the Spray Lakes area, about 50 minutes west from Exshaw in 2003.
Multiple skull fragments are collected at the scene. This is considered unusual, as considerable force is needed to render the skull in that state.
Rhonda tells investigators that Howard shot Keith's skull several times so that he couldn't be identified. Howard, however, denies this allegation.
Finally, almost 5 years after Keith Black's disappearance, Rhonda Black and Howard Stedman are arrested. Rhonda's proceedings begin in 2006. It feels like a fairly open and shut case, with both defendants admitting in some degree to the heinous crime. But the shocking confessions are far from over. While on the stand, Rhonda drops yet another bombshell. Under oath, she tells the court that she lied about murdering Keith. She's not the killer. Her father, Hans Hermann, is. She claims that Keith is abusive, and on that particular July day, Keith threatens her with a knife while Hans is over. So, Hans, like any doting father, decides to deal with the situation himself. The rest of her story remains the same. Rhonda then wraps Keith's body herself and drives out to Howard Stedman's house in Exshaw, Alberta for his assistance in its disposal. Even Rhonda's mother, Annie, backs up her daughter's claim, corroborating the events of that day. The only missing piece is Hans Hermann himself. He can't take the stand in his own defense.
The real sea change in the whole thing was that her father died before the trial.
Both daughter and mother maintain that Hans confesses to the crime on his deathbed.
The defense tries to argue that Hans's deathbed confession is supported by his hatred of Keith. However, the court has concerns with this theory. He can't testify to it himself because he's passed away. And the court needs to question whether or not it's even plausible, given how much Rhonda's endured because of this incident. She's forced to stand trial, and also her son's been removed from her custody. So would a devoted father allow his daughter to go through that?
Ultimately, this last-ditch effort by the defense fails. Rhonda later recants the abuse allegations, telling the court that Keith only struck her once the night of his murder. In October of 2008, Howard Stedman is convicted of accessory to murder after the fact. He is sentenced to 4 years in prison and is currently free. On July 24th, 2007, almost 10 years after Keith Black's disappearance, Rhonda Black is convicted of second-degree murder. She receives life in prison with the eligibility of parole in 10 years. During her time in prison, Rhonda's paired with an institutional parole officer who works with her on her rehabilitation. At a parole hearing, the officer tells the court that Rhonda is a low to moderate risk to reoffend and that she's remorseful for the murder. In September 2016, Rhonda Black is granted day parole.
So I had to keep watching this case over the years, and she did eventually admit it. Somewhere just before she was released after tenure. It's crazy.
Surrounded by forest and mountain alike, West Bank continues to flourish. Though this horrific murder shook the area, Keith Black will always be remembered for his contributions to the Taekwondo community and by his students.
There are a few of us who are still active, who happens to be his students. We represent the highest ranking of Mr. Black students who are still active with the art.
The summer fun means one thing. It's time to visibly say goodbye to crow's feet, fine lines, wrinkles, and under-eye bags, and say hello to smooth, beautiful, younger-looking skin with Plexiderm. Plexiderm smooths away wrinkles without foundation, without color makeup, and without expensive procedures. Best of all, you could try it for only $14.95 this summer.
This isn't the first time I've been on TV raving about this product. It's amazing. My friends, my family, they can't believe it. Nothing works like this.
I've had under-eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm. I put it on my face, and I'm not joking. It works.
So take action this summer and pack up your under-eye bags and wrinkles and put them on vacation with Plexiderm. Try our summertime special and get it for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
I was never able to find a bra that fit my small chest. Every bra gave me gaps or made me feel like I wasn't enough. It was something society taught us to be embarrassed about. Small-chested women deserve better. So I designed a bra that finally fits AA to B cups perfectly, and a brand that empowers women to celebrate their bodies exactly as they are. No more cup gaps or looking 2 sizes bigger. It's not your body that has to change, it's the industry. Meet Pepper, the bras that actually fit small boobs. Check us out at wearpepper.com.
Dogs are expensive. My number one pet parent hack, Spot Pet Insurance.
Spot made it so painless and easy for me. They reimbursed me $2,700.
I'm here to tell you, consider getting pet insurance.
Trying on glasses using Warby Parker's virtual try-on is so lifelike, so realistic, that you might not even be able to tell what's real from what's virtual. Yep, it's that good. Virtually try on hundreds of styles in the Warby Parker app.
Say hello to Litter Robot, the solution to all your litter box problems. Remove the chore of scooping and trap the smell, even in a multi-cat home. After your cat exits, Litter Robot cycles within minutes, separating the clean litter from the dirty clumps, dropping them into the tightly sealed drawer below. So you don't have to think about it until the Whisker app notifies you. Goodbye, odor. Goodbye, scooping. Goodbye, litter box. Hello, Litter Robot.
Looking for a way to stretch the dollar? With Insurify, you can cut your car insurance bill in half. Scroll through dozens of prices and tap to switch online. That's it. No phone calls and no wasted time. Go to Insurify and save today.
It's like Dave was made for me.
Oh, I know Dave. Let me see a pic. A banking app?
The banking app for everyday people. I think I found the one.
There's an easier way to bank and get up to $500 in 5 minutes or less when you download Dave.
Have you ever wondered why traditional laundry detergent can contain up to 80% water? We at Earthbreeze have created a new dissolvable laundry detergent because why pay extra for water? Just throw a pre-measured sheet into any washing machine, watch it dissolve in hot or cold water, and your laundry will come out fresh and clean every time. Earthbreeze has tens of thousands of 5-star reviews and a clean laundry money-back guarantee. Join the millions of Americans who have made the switch and ditched the plastic. Now available at earthbreeze.com and select Walmarts near you.
I have bad bunions. Future me. And no bunions. How?
Lapiplasty corrects bunions at the source. Lapiplasty. Learn more at lapiplasty.com. Risks include infection, pain, and loss of correction.
My friends call me Sam. I naturally hold a lot of stress in my digestive system, as a lot of women do. When I started taking DSO1, I immediately noticed how much lighter I felt. It really helps me stay regular. I honestly recommend DSO1 to everyone.
Hey, what's up? It's the People Star here, Damon John. Now, I'm going to give you a tip. This one is about how to create the wow factor in your home. And nearly every way that comes to my home comments about how amazing it smells. My family and I feel like we live in a luxurious hotel every day. I mean, think about it. It's been over 2 years, and still, the first thing anyone notices when they walk through the doors of our home is how amazing it smells.
You're probably wondering who we are. I'm Patrick, and that's Chase, and this is our next giveaway.
We're giving away this 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath in the heart of the Ozark National Forest.
You can win this cabin or $1 million cash.
Go to onecountry.com today. Sign up.
Today, sign up.
Or sign up.
Sign up today or tomorrow. No, you want to sign up right now.
Dateline.
Hello.